When you reach for a tin of tomato paste, you are looking for the soul of the fruit, a dense, caramelized concentrate that provides an instant backbone of flavor to stews, soups, and sauces. In theory, tomato paste should be the result of a single, honest process, simmering tomatoes for hours until the water evaporates and only the savory solids remain. However, the American supermarket shelf is a minefield of industrial shortcuts. To save time and money, many mass-market brands use a process called remanufacturing, where they take high-volume industrial tomato concentrate, dilute it with water, and add citric acid or salt to reach the legal minimum of 24% tomato solids. Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great. Thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video. In this list, we rank 9 US brands to show you which ones offer the pure essence of the tomato and which ones are just selling you processed red sludge. 1. Cinto, double concentrated. Why number 1? Cinto is widely regarded by chefs as the gold standard for mainstream availability because it is often double concentrated. This means it exceeds the standard 24% solids, offering a depth of flavor that a standard tin cannot match. While many competitors use a hot break process that can dull the flavor, Cinto's Italian-sourced tomatoes are processed to maintain a bright acidity and a deep, brick red color. The ingredient list is refreshingly short, just tomatoes. You won't find the citric acid or calcium chloride that budget brands use to chemically maintain texture. It is the closest you can get to a homemade Italian estrato without spending hours at a stove. Because it is so concentrated, a single tablespoon provides more tomato power than half a can of a lower-ranked brand, making it both a quality and value winner. 2. Moody, tomato paste in tube. Why number 2? Moody represents the peak of convenience and purity, famously packaged in a tube that prevents the metallic oxidation common in canned varieties. It is prized for its vibrant, fresh-off-the-vine taste rather than a cooked-to-death flavor profile. The secret to Moody's high ranking is the quality of the raw fruit. They use only non-GMO, sustainably grown Italian tomatoes. While other brands might use tomato scraps, peels, and cores to reach their solids percentage, Moody focuses on the pulp. This results in a paste that is naturally sweet and intensely savory without any added salt. It is perfect for blooming in oil, where it caramelizes into a rich, mahogany base for sauces. Its consistency is remarkably smooth, lacking the graininess found in industrial-grade American pastes. 3. Bianco di Napoli. Why number 3? A darling of the organic movement. This brand is a collaboration between a legendary pizza maker and a third-generation tomato farmer. It stands out because it is one of the few premium US-grown pastes that rivals Italian imports. Bianco di Napoli uses a single-pass cooking process. Most industrial pastes are heated, cooled, and reheated multiple times, which destroys the delicate aromatic compounds of the tomato. By minimizing heat cycles, this brand retains a fruity note that is lost in mass-market brands. It is USDA organic and free from any firming agents or preservatives. While it carries a higher price tag, the quality of the California-grown fruit is evident the moment you open the jar. It is the real deal for those who want to support domestic agriculture without sacrificing the standards of old-world processing. 4. Muir Glen Organic. Why number 4? Muir Glen is the reliable workhorse of the organic aisle. It is a massive step up from conventional supermarket brands, offering a clean ingredient list and a commitment to soil health. The reason it doesn't hit the top 3 is its consistency. While pure, it is often slightly wetter than the double concentrated imports. However, it earns high marks for its lack of a metallic aftertaste, thanks to BPA-free liners in their cans. Unlike many value brands that sneak in citric acid to fix the pH of underripe tomatoes, Muir Glen relies on the natural acidity of vine-ripened fruit. It is a true tomato paste in that it doesn't use fillers or thickeners, making it a safe, high-quality choice for the health-conscious cook who wants a predictable, clean flavor profile. 5. Hunt's Tomato Paste. Why number 5? Hunt's is the most ubiquitous brand in America. It is a true paste in terms of its thickness, but it represents the industrial middle ground where additives start to creep in to maintain consistency at a massive scale. While Hunt's uses vine-ripened tomatoes, the processing involves significant heat and the addition of citric acid to ensure shelf stability across millions of cans. This often leads to a cooked or slightly canned flavor that lacks the brightness of higher-ranked brands. It is consistent and reliable for thickening a quick weeknight chili, but it lacks the umami complexity required for a fine bolognese. It sits at number 5 because it meets the legal definition of paste perfectly, but it doesn't offer any of the artisanal nuances that make a tomato product truly real in a culinary sense. 6. Contadina. Why number 6? Contadina is another heritage brand that many Americans grew up with, but it is often criticized for a slightly metallic and salty profile compared to modern organic or imported alternatives. The brand uses a standardized, remanufactured process, which can involve taking a high-density industrial concentrate and rehydrating it to meet the specific can grade requirements. This process can strip away the subtle floral notes of the tomato. Furthermore, Contadina often includes added salt, which can be a trap for cooks who are already seasoning their dishes heavily. While it is certainly real by FDA standards, it is a high-volume industrial product designed for shelf life and uniform color rather than the specific terroir or flavor of the tomato harvest. 7. Great Value, Walmart brand. Why number 7? As a budget-tier option, Great Value's tomato paste is the bare minimum of what can legally be called paste. It is functional, but it is often thin and lacks the dense, sticky texture of premium brands. To keep costs low, budget brands like this often hover right at the 24% solids requirement. This means there is more water in the can than in a brand like Cento. You may find yourself needing 2 cans of Great Value to achieve the same thickening power as 1 can of a higher-grade concentrate. The color is often a lighter orange-red rather than a deep, dark crimson, which is a visual indicator that the tomatoes weren't as ripe or the reduction wasn't as thorough. It is a tomato product, first, and a culinary ingredient second. 8. Kroger/store brand original. Why number 8? Similar to other house brands, Kroger's original paste often relies on additives like citric acid and salt to mask the flavor of lower-quality, mass-harvested tomatoes. The biggest issue with these lower-ranked brands is the bitterness that can occur from processing seeds and skins along with the pulp. High-quality paste is carefully strained to remove these elements, but budget brands may have a higher defect count, as allowed by the FDA. This results in a paste that tastes sharp rather than sweet. When you use this in a sauce, you often have to add sugar to balance the bitterness, a problem you rarely encounter with number 1 or number 2 on this list. It is real in the sense that it comes from a tomato, but it is the lowest tier of the plant. 9. Goya tomato product/paste. Why number 9? Goya is a staple in many households, but in some of their tomato product lines, the line between paste and concentrated sauce becomes very blurry. Some varieties of Goya include flavorings or a higher degree of salt and preservatives that move it away from the pure tomato category. If you aren't careful with the label, you might find yourself with a product that has been extended with water and thickeners. It ranks last because of this inconsistency. While they do sell a pure paste, their heavy branding of tomato products can lead consumers to buy a salt-heavy, diluted version of what they actually need. It is the furthest removed from the single-ingredient purity that defines a top-tier tomato paste.